So now that you know sort of what StudioWorks looks like and how to log in, let's talk about how to actually upload things to StudioWorks, because that's what you'll need to do, and you'll need to upload your photos to it for most of the year. So somewhere around here I have photos that I've taken. Are they new stuff? No. It's a good idea to know where your things are. Alright, well oh, here we go, Colorfest. That'll work. I can upload stuff from Colorfest. So I have these images here, which I've already gone through and sorted through 1,000 or so photos from it. Now, granted, I'm not expecting a student to take that many photos, but when it's a big event like the color run and it only happens on one day, we often have multiple people taking photos, so that way we know we'll have good ones, because if you miss it, there's nothing you can do. So we have multiple photos here taken by myself and a few other people. And there's even some other ones that aren't on my machine because some of the editors went through them. So we probably took around 10,000 photos that day. So what we're going to look for is our StudioWorks icon in our applications folder or our Launchpad. Either one works. You can also search for it up here or in the Spotlight search as well. Being able to spell it helps though. If you don't have it, then let me know and we'll install it on your computer. Most of them have it already, but there may be a couple that were missed. So we'll launch it, and you should see this, and you should already know how to log in. Okay. We'll try that again. That's better. You should already know how to log in from one of the previous videos. So 613.414, the username you chose, and the password that you also chose. If you didn't choose yours, then you didn't follow directions earlier, and you need to ask about that. Alright, so once we're here, this is what you'll see when you log in. As discussed earlier, you've got the different sections up here. What you're looking for is you're looking for contents. And in content, we have sections here, and we have the general staff uploads, which is where the majority of people will be uploading. So if we open this folder or click this little down arrow, either one works. Same thing. We can see that we now have subfolders for clubs, events, student life. We'll probably have more in here as the semester goes on, as we add in more photos for things that we've taken photos of. So we see clubs, which currently has nothing in it. As we currently don't have any club photos that have been uploaded, if we click on events, you can see color run and summer photos. If you click on student life, you can see 6th grade. So it's just based on what's been submitted so far. So if I click on color run, we can see a folder in here that has my name on it, followed by color run, so it reaffirms that we're in the right folder and that this is the right folder that should be in here. Right now I have mine, but I don't have Preston's photos in here. So I guess I'll go ahead and upload those. So the way to upload to one of these folders is you don't just throw them in. We want to have some organization just to make it more clear who uploaded what. And so that way if there's a question about one of them, we know who to ask, whether that be a quality issue or whatever the case may be. So this is what you'll do. You'll find the folder that you need, and you'll click add, and you'll type the name of the photographer, which should be you. It's just not in this case since I've already uploaded mine and I'm using Preston's photos as an example. And then you add in the name of that. It would be a good idea actually to also add in at least a, well, I guess your full name, because we have some people that have not only the same first name but the same last initial. So that works, so we can add that in. And then what we can do is we can do import, and we can do add files, and we can go and find the files that we need. Now the last files that I uploaded from this computer were my own, and so I'm in this same folder, but you might be somewhere else in your Finder, so you might need to go to desktop and figure out where you put it. Now if you can't figure out where you put it, what you can also do is you can take the photos that you want to upload in your Finder window like here, and I can grab them. I don't need this one because it's a GIF, and that doesn't work for printed material. So I'll make sure that I have just the JPEGs and not the MP4, because once again, not for printed material. I'm just going to drag them over, and now we can see that this upload content window appeared, and it has all the photos that I just tried to drag over, and you can see that they all match the current folder that I had chosen and just created, and I can go ahead and click upload. And when they finish uploading, you should see them here. If they finished uploading and you're not seeing them, just hit this refresh button. Now you should only be uploading your best photos. You should be uploading between 10 and 20 photos. If you don't have 10 good photos, then go take more photos. If your best photos aren't very good, sometimes that happens. You might not always be able to control how the photos that you take turn out, depending on lighting and what's going on in the room, but you can decide whether or not you're turning those in, and thus you are making that decision. So if your photos aren't good, then go try again. So once we've uploaded them here, when we go to the Pages panel, and like say this example here, which I was using as my example for turning in photos, when we go to Contents, we can now see that we have our folder in here, the one that we just created, as well as other ones that we had uploaded earlier. Although this is still grouped from dragging that module in, which I'll discuss later. So you can see that I can drag these things in, blah blah blah, etc. Now this is my photo assignment page, so I should not be dragging things in from other places, because that would be academically dishonest. So if I am submitting photos from my color run, well, the school's color run, but the work that I did, then I need to make sure that I'm pulling just from my folder. In addition, you have to have your captions that go with it. If there are concerns or issues, we will take care of that. And we have already had a few issues of people not submitting their own work, and it is noticed and does cause problems for you. So make sure that you're being careful with that. And if you're sharing a camera with someone else, then especially be careful with that. Make sure that you know which photos you took and that they know which photos they took. And don't take the same photos, because that doesn't make any sense. You need to use the camera here and now and take photos at this thing, and then they need to use it later. You can't like walk together and take basically the exact same photo, because there's no point. You may not be using the exact same photos, but it's still academically dishonest, because you're claiming the same ideas as yours when obviously they were one person's idea or the other, and you're duplicating the work instead of doing your own work. You're doing essentially half the work. So that won't go well for you. But now that you have specific assignments, that shouldn't be as much of an issue, whether accidental or intentional. So there you go. There's a brief overview of how to upload the photos and where you can find them once you've uploaded them. We'll talk a little bit more about this in the next video.